Are you working on a research project and struggling to effectively organize all the sources you have collected? Do you want to streamline the process of creating a bibliography in just about every citation style? If you do, then you need to download and use Zotero. Zotero is a reference management system used to store and cite bibliographic information from sources such as books and articles. To do this, Zotero automatically extracts metadata from books, journal articles, and websites, which it then uses to generate formatted in-text citations and reference lists. It can be used by librarians, students, researchers, and just about anyone else who needs to compile, organize, and cite a variety of sources quickly and efficiently. This video will cover why you should be using Zotero for all your research, how to install Zotero on your computer, the basics of navigating Zotero's interface, and ways to effectively use Zotero to collect, organize, annotate, and cite materials. At the end of the video, we'll also point you to a number of helpful resources you can explore if you encounter any issues or are looking for a deeper dive into Zotero's many features. As a reference manager, Zotero's primary functions are to gather, organize, annotate, cite, and share materials via an easy-to-use interface. As such, Zotero has a plethora of uses for both librarians and archivists. Zotero can be useful for archivists who write finding aids, scholarly articles, or metadata records in order to keep track of secondary sources and cite them properly. And when it comes to citation management and research support, academic librarians often teach students, researchers, and faculty how to manage references. Thus, by helping users to collect, cite, and organize sources, Zotero supports information literacy initiatives more broadly. Beyond these reasons, Zotero is a fantastic tool to use because it is completely free and open source application, democratizing bibliographic control. Zotero does offer the option to purchase additional storage. However, the average user will not need to, and you'll be able to access all of the key features of Zotero with a free account. To be able to use the latest version of Zotero, Zotero 7, take a moment to make sure that your device meets the necessary system requirements. To start using Zotero, begin by visiting zotero.org in your web browser. On the home page, you'll find a red download button. Click here. This will bring you to the following page, which now displays two links. On the left-hand side, you'll find a blue download box, which you can click on to begin installing Zotero 7 software on your device. Next, you'll want to install Zotero Connector, which is a browser plugin that will allow you to add web-based sources as items to your Zotero library. You can find a link to install the connector back on the right-hand side of the web page. Go ahead and follow the download instructions as prompted by your device. Now that you've downloaded Zotero to your device and installed the Zotero connector in your browser, you'll want to register for a free Zotero account. While you can use Zotero without registering your account, I highly recommend you do so. To register for an account, you can open up Zotero on your device and click on Zotero in the menu bar. In the drop-down menu, select Settings. Make sure that you're in the Sync section, and from here, you can register for an account, specifying a username, email address, and password. After you verify your account via email, you can return to the Sync section of your settings and link your account.
Now that you're set up with the software, it's time to get oriented to the Zotero interface. In Zotero, My Library is your home base. Everything you save to Zotero goes into your library and is stored there as items. Okay, let's start adding items to your library. There are 4 different ways of adding sources to Zotero. We'll review each method together now. The easiest way to add an item to your library is by using the Zotero Connector Browser Extension button. When used, it will create a new item by drawing on available metadata to automatically populate the reference fields. It will also download a PDF of the source if it's available. For this feature, you'll want to make sure that you're signed into your academic institution so that you have access to paywall database resources. Otherwise, you might find that the Zotero connector is able to create an item, but not save a copy of it. Another quick way to add an item in Zotero is by using the identifier button, which looks like a little magic wand. There are many different bibliographic identifiers that can be used in Zotero, including ISBNs and DOIs. The identifier tool can be very useful for adding print items, and you can even add multiple items at once. To upload or link PDFs you already have stored on your computer, you have a couple of options. You can either drag and drop files directly into your library, or you can click on the icon to the right of the identifier button and select either Add File or Add Link to File. Whichever option you select, Zotero will automatically retrieve metadata for each PDF, renaming the file based on the available information. If Zotero can't retrieve metadata for an item, you can always manually enter the bibliographic information for the source and then drag the PDF on top of the new item. This brings us to the fourth way of adding items to your Zotero library. To manually add an item, click on the icon to the left of the identifier button. You'll then need to select the source type in the drop-down menu that best describes the item you'd like to add. Depending on the source type you select, you'll be prompted in the right-hand pane to provide specific information about the item. In general, you want to avoid manually entering items. Not only is it time-intensive, but it also introduces the potential for human error. This said, there may be times when this is the best or even the only option available, such as when you're working with primary documents or other instances in which metadata is unavailable for a source. Now that you've started to build out your Zotero database, let's talk about the different methods of organizing items in your library. One approach is to create collections, which are represented in Zotero as folders. Individual collections can organize items by topic, and an item can belong to multiple collections at once, ensuring that sources covering a variety of subjects or issues aren't shoehorned into one singular collection. To create a collection, begin by selecting the New Collection button above the left-hand pane. You can then go ahead and name your collection. From here, you can drag and drop items from your library into the collection, or even add items directly to your collection using any of the four methods we just covered. In addition to collections, you can add tags to items as another way of organizing your sources. To learn more about using tags in Zotero, check out the link below in our resources section. And while you're there, you can also learn more about using Zotero's advanced search function to navigate your database. So far, we've talked about the ways that you can use Zotero to save and organize your sources. But another feature that makes Zotero so useful is that it has a built-in PDF viewer. This not only means that you can read and store PDFs in Zotero, but you can annotate them too. You can also create notes for your items. If you click on an item and then click on the Note icon in the menu bar, you'll be prompted to create either a new standalone note or a new item note. To attach a note to a specific Zotero item, select New Item Note. A note nested under your item entry will appear, and you can begin taking notes directly in the text box in the right-hand pane of your screen. You also have the option of adding standalone notes, which will appear alongside other items in your library. Finally, Zotero makes creating citations and bibliographies fast and accurate, saving you hours of work spent on manual formatting. Zotero's word processor integration allows you to quickly add in-text citations and reference lists to your Word, LibreOffice, and Google documents. In this demonstration, we'll be using Google Docs, but the process is relatively similar across programs. We'll begin with formatting our in-text citations. In the document, place the cursor where you want the citation. Then go to Zotero, Add Edit Citation. Choose a citation style, search your library, and then add the source. You can include multiple items, and some styles, like MLA, will ask for page number references. Once you've inserted your in-text citations, you can generate your bibliography by selecting Zotero, Add Edit Bibliography. Zotero automatically builds and formats the list from your in-text citations. Use Refresh to update if you change references, and you can switch styles anytime in document preferences. Zotero supports thousands of styles, with more available in the style repository.
We hope that this guide has convinced you to start using Zotero for your research needs. With the directions provided, you should be able to navigate its interface and use the included tools to get the most out of Zotero. For more information and help using Zotero, check out the additional resources provided in this video's description. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.